Good morning, and hanging out with us, legendary actress Stefanie Powers. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is incredible and an honor to speak with you. Such a long and distinguished career. People who aren't familiar with you, of course, Heart to Heart, celebrating its 45th anniversary. Plus, you've done so many other great things in Hollywood and beyond. Let's just go back to the beginning. You started so young and got to meet so many amazing Hollywood legends and work with them, too. Are there any particular memories you have of an amazing Hollywood personality that you not only encountered but got to work with?
First, let me set the stage, because I was 16 years old when I was put under contract to Columbia Pictures. I got the last glorious years of the studio system, which no longer exists, where studios had stables of actors, MGM said there were more stars under contract than there were in the skies. So that was an exceptional period. It was the last of the origins of how the movie industry was created. So I got that benefit, which was an extraordinary education and the opportunity to work with legendary people, Lana Turner, John Wayne, Bing Crosby. An extraordinary opportunity to work and to learn from people who came through their careers at a glorious period of entertainment. During that period of time, when you were under contract, they sort of owned you professionally. And after 5 years at Columbia and 15 motion pictures, they sold my contract to MGM to do The Girl from U.N.C.L.E., which was, at the time, we didn't make too much of this fact, but The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. was the first hour-long television series starring a woman, which we would make a great deal of today, but we didn't in those days, and it wasn't until PBS was doing some kind of retrospective on what they called pioneers of television, and I was asked to participate, and I said, well, I'm hardly a pioneer, and they said, oh no, The Girl from U.N.C.L.E., blah, blah, blah. So it's been a wonderful career, and there's still more to come, and the theater became available to me, the musical theater as well, and I toured the country. I opened in the West End in a wonderful production of The King and I, which we then toured the United States with for 10 months, I believe. So there have been some extraordinary opportunities that I really feel grateful for having participated in.
Now, the difference between, obviously, motion pictures, TV, and theater is theater gives you that connection with the audience. You get to feel their response and literally make eye contact with them as you perform.
Well, try not to make eye contact, that's for sure.
It's got to be refreshing to know that you crossed over all of those different mediums, and beyond that, even to screenplays and to writing. How does that creativity flow from one medium to another for you?
Not easily. You have to work at it. But it did come sequentially as opportunities were available.
You do a lot of work with the William Holden Wildlife Foundation. It's very important to you, especially your work in Kenya. I'm going to have the privilege of traveling to Kenya next year, and I'm looking forward to...
Let's see us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out away from the larger cities and see the impressive countryside and the areas around Kenya. What drew you to not only Kenya, but to the activism that the foundation is involved with?
I grew up with a stepfather who bred racehorses and who collected unwanted animals, lots of exotic unwanted animals. So there was always something unusual coming onto the ranch. I was also taught by him sort of tough love about how to the responsibility of taking on animals into your care, and how not to do it frivolously or lightly. He took me to a slaughterhouse. I didn't see the animals slaughtered, but I saw all kinds of horses, young ones, old ones, pretty ones, not so pretty ones, waiting to be to the knacker. You know, and the lesson was, if you don't commit, this is what could happen. So I definitely committed. I've got 14 horses. I rescue dogs constantly. I never sell a horse. I just keep them until they drop dead. So all of them found a good home in me. That activism was very heavily implanted in my childhood.
What do you have coming up soon that everyone can enjoy from you, whether it be on screen, in a book? Where are you going to be next?
I wanted to sort of explain the William Holden Wildlife Foundation, so named because of the famous actor William Holden, whom I spent the last 10 years of his life with. Bill and I were connected by many, many things. We had both gotten into the film industry under contract. He was to Paramount and I was to Columbia when we were teenagers. We shared an understanding of our professions, but we also shared tremendous curiosity about the world. And Bill went out to East Africa in the mid-1950s with two other friends, and they wound up buying a hotel, as one does, I guess, and turning it into the Mount Kenya Safari Club, which became for many, many years sort of the jewel in the crown for travelers going to East Africa. And soon he became enamored of the flora and fauna of East Africa, and he was able to purchase the 2,000-acre farm that surrounded the Mount Kenya Safari Club, and he turned it into the first ever game ranch for the preservation of species. That was in 1959, when nobody had the word conservation in their vocabulary. It was very much an idea that wouldn't even knock on the door until sometime in the late 1970s, when suddenly people were aware that this was not our fragile planet was not an infinite source of our exploitation, as we are now experiencing all over the world.
If somebody wants to find out more, you can check out all the details about the William Holden Wildlife Foundation at StefaniePowersOnline.com. Ms. Powers, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.